Welcome to Meet JMT, Insights from Within, a series that introduces our industry professionals and provides them the opportunity to share their professional experiences, personal reflections, and sources of inspiration as individuals working in the architecture, engineering, and construction sectors.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another Meet JMT podcast. My name is Jennifer, and I am your host and digital marketing manager here at JMT. We've got a special episode for you all today. We're celebrating Employee Ownership Month. JMT has been proudly employee-owned since 1999, and this year marks 26 years of being an employee-owned firm. To help us celebrate and give you all some insight into what it means to be employee-owned, we have Sarah Gyorfi and Andy Groft joining us on the podcast. There are ESOP Committee employee representatives. Sarah and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Would you mind telling our listeners just a little bit more about yourselves, including your role at JMT and some of your inspirations that led you to pursue your career?
Hi, I'm Sarah Gyorfi, and I am a mechanical engineer and project manager in the project delivery group out of the Hunt Valley office. So I transitioned to the project delivery group earlier this year in order to pursue my professional goals of managing large, complex, multidiscipline projects, but also with the intent to support JMT in pursuing and winning these types of projects in the buildings and facilities markets.
Thanks, Sarah. Andy, how about yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Andy Groft, and I'm a project accounting supervisor based out of our Hunt Valley, Maryland office, as well as our ESOP employee representative. I joined JMT nearly 10 years ago after I decided to make a career transition from financial sales in the banking industry to accounting, and just felt like that was something that would better align with my strengths and long-term goals.
Thank you both for those additional introductions. Would you mind sharing how you became involved as representatives of JMT's employee ownership? Sarah, we can start with you.
So I've spent my entire career with JMT, starting as a design engineer in June 2013. I've worked with JMT for over 12 years, but it was only a couple years ago that I finally started to grasp what it means to work for a 100% employee-owned company. I know I still have a while to go before I can truly understand everything that being an employee owner means for me, my career, and my future, because it can be a big challenge to navigate, but our ESOP committee is dedicated to educating and engaging with all of us. And as an employee representative, I want to help others discover their role as an employee owner.
It's great to know that the ESOP committee, along with representatives like yourselves, are committed to helping others understand and embrace their role as employee owners. Andy, how about yourself?
You know, it didn't take long for me to realize that JMT was a great company, and honestly, one I was really proud to be a part of. And I think a big part of that pride comes from the culture here and the real impact that employee ownership has. The sense of a shared purpose of being invested in something bigger than yourself really resonated with me. So getting more involved in the ESOP just seemed like a good way for me to become more involved with the company. It gave me a chance to contribute more directly to the company's success. And with my background in finance, I felt like I could bring a unique perspective to the table and could really add value in a different way.
It's great to see how both your passions for JMT naturally led you to be more involved through our ESOP. Would you both mind explaining how employee ownership works and what it means to be part of an employee-owned company? Andy, we can start with you.
Sure. An ESOP is actually a type of retirement plan, kind of like a 401k, but with one big difference. Instead of investing in mutual funds or outside stocks, it primarily invests in the company's own stock. What that means is that for our ESOP, employees become beneficial owners of our company. Our retirement savings are directly connected to how well the company performs, and that changes the game. When you have a financial stake in the company's success, there's naturally a stronger focus on teamwork, productivity, and long-term growth. It creates this culture where people are more engaged, more motivated, and really take ownership of their work. And I feel like it's a unique environment and honestly something that you don't often find with traditionally owned companies.
To continue with what Andy said, employee ownership differentiates us within our industry and beyond. I'm reminded of this every time I speak with friends and colleagues working at other firms who are often treated as just a number. JMT continues to be employee focused, and each of us have a meaningful place within JMT. JMT hosted a leadership conference called Leading JMT to 2030 in Baltimore a few years ago. One key takeaway for me from the discussions during this event was that having an ESOP and being 100% employee owned owned means varying things to different employees across all stages of their careers. But being an employee owner benefits all of us on a daily basis.
I think you both really nailed an important part of employee ownership. Something I've come to realize over the years at JMT is, we're not just employees, we're owners who all have a say in where the company is headed. In turn, I think that makes the leadership feel more connected and down to earth. I'd love to get your insight on what employee ownership means to you both personally and professionally. Sarah, we can start with you if that's okay.
Personally, the voice and influence we're given as employee owners is one of the most important factors to me. I feel I have a valuable part in the future and strategic direction of JMT, and that gives me a significant control over my own career. Additionally, the sale of JMT would require a 70% approval vote by participants and beneficiaries. This is much higher than the standard 50% at other employee-owned companies. The choice to have a higher approval vote emphasizes to me that JMT is an employee's first company.
I think it's empowering to know that our impact as employee owners isn't just welcomed, but truly impactful. That 70% approval requirement really stands out to me as well. It's a strong signal that JMT is committed to keeping employees at the heart of its decision making. Andy, if you don't mind sharing, what does employee ownership mean to you, both personally and professionally?
Personally, just knowing that the work I do contributes directly to my future retirement and my financial well-being makes me feel more connected and more committed to the work I'm doing here. As far as professionally, I feel like the shared sense of responsibilities and collaboration among our employee owners creates a positive, productive work culture that's just hard to find elsewhere.
Totally agree. It's really motivating to know the work we're doing is building toward our own future. Thank you both so much for joining me on the Meet JMT podcast today in celebration of Employee Ownership Month. Before we leave, would you mind just sharing what you are most proud of as employee owners? Also, some words of inspiration for those who might be looking or hoping to join an employee-owned company like JMT.
What I'm most proud of when it comes to employee ownership is the positive impact that it has on our company culture. Even though our organization is structured similar to traditionally owned companies, employee ownership creates a sense of shared purpose. It really feels like we're all in it together. And I feel like that mindset helps level the playing field and really builds a strong sense of mutual respect across all the different levels of our company.
I'm most proud of the work environment that employee ownership cultivates. We prioritize aligning our business needs with personal interests and provide growth and training opportunities to support our staff in achieving their goals. If you want to have a personal stake in your company's success and be in control of your own career, then an employee-owned company like JMT is definitely the place for you.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the Meet JMT podcast today. Remember to subscribe, post a review, and of course, encourage your friends and colleagues to do the same.